Yo, Junkies, what's going on? It's Kenshiro. We're back with Culture Junkies Live. Happy to see you. Happy Tuesday, and welcome to October. Fall is fully in swing. I mean, it's got chillier and stuff like that. The leaves are falling, the colors are changing. You know, Earth's splendor is out there. But let's have some fun. Let's talk about some Halloween stuff. First, joining me on the show today is going to be the the Super Nerd Plus. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up?
Eric Joseph and Great Adakuji. Check in. What's up?
Hey,
what up, everybody?
good to see you guys on Saturday. Super Nerd made some great nacho dip. And,
Oh, yes, he did.
They were very good. Very, very good.
Very good. Very good. We hope you all had a really great weekend. As we alluded to, we got to play some Fight Night. We hope you guys kind of joined us on our live stream. If you didn't, well, I don't think I saved the restream of that. But anyway, we played a lot of games. We played Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Played Super Nerd got drunk and started telling some stories and just making a fool of himself. As always, you can't. Of course not. You were too drunk.
I wasn't that drunk.
Yeah, you were, dude. You was kind of lit up, dude. You kind of lit up.
They would think I'm some freaking lush or something.
You are a lush, man. Don't front now. Don't front now.
Listen, if I was in my 20s, then daggone it, yes. But since I'm not anymore,
Really?
I lay back and chill a little bit. I sip my beverage and I relax. I don't go crazy and wake up with my pants hanging out of my ankles in the alley somewhere.
Right.
I totally made that up.
Of course you did. Hey, Dido.
Oh my gosh, not again.
Dido, you spent most of your weekend playing Cuphead, man. Why don't you regale us of some of your tales, or what do you think of this game?
Well, outside of the fight night, which I was there with you guys playing some fighting games, whipping up ass like I tend to do sometimes, I was playing some Cuphead. And if you have not bought the game, buy it. Yes, it's exclusive on Microsoft only, which means Windows 10 or Xbox One. But if you have a computer that runs Windows 10, you can buy it and play it. It's a fantastic game. It looks like one of those games, one of those cartoons out of the 1930s or whatnot, and it plays, very well. And the only thing that some of you, I don't want to call you losers out there, were complaining it's too hard. The game is not hard. The game is very challenging, but it's extremely fun. And if you're not a pisshead,
Nintendo.
Yeah, like the old school Nintendo, like Contra, like you will die. You will get frustrated if you don't pay attention, if you're not aware, if you don't learn, if you don't know how to look for patterns, you will die. Of course, you can watch me play through some. I did die quite a lot. That's why it's called Awesome Games with Done Slow with the Great Adakuji. You're not done quick. I'm not a speed runner. I am playing the video games. You can check it out on the YouTube for the Culture Junkies. I believe you might enjoy yourself. You can freaking have a conversation. You can pick it up for yourself. I will be streaming more of it sometime in the future.
Speaking of streaming, man, did you see that there's a speed run of that game already? It's like someone beat it in like 30 minutes. And some people
that can do it without getting touched, without dying. They're beating
they did it completely without dying, man. It was great. Nicholas Autry over on Facebook, what's up? He says he's gonna buy it this week. That's great. I love the game. I mean, you know, even from the two-player when you and Megashawn were playing it, it was Super Nerd and Megashawn. They were playing it at Fight Night.
Yeah. I was playing it with Waffles, and then like I forget who was saying, was like, "Wow, you guys already got it down." I was like, "Well, if you play it and you die enough, it's really easy to pick up the pattern. And once you pick up the pattern, you're not gonna die as much at all."
Right.
Just how the game is, the nature of the game.
Okay. All right. Eric, you were there. You saw Cuphead for the first time. What was your take on it?
Maybe I'll have to sit down and play it next time if someone brings it. But it was like a pretty cool game. You know, I didn't see the game before last Saturday. I'd only heard you guys talking about it, so I was actually picturing something more like Contra, but in an old animation style, and it looks nothing like that. But the gameplay style is reminiscent of those old NES shooters, but it is quite creative in how it looks. But yeah, it looks like those old classic Disney or Max Fleischer, or the old Steamboat Mickey or whatever.
Steamboat Willie. Steamboat Willie. But yeah, I feel you.
I mostly associate that with Steamboat Itchy from The Simpsons, which was a very violent parody of that.
Steamboat Itchy.
It was just in color, but it looks pretty cool. And then the soundtrack, it's very much of the time, but of course you could also picture, if you close your eyes, you could probably see Adam West punching some henchmen on the old Batman TV show.
I do remember him saying that. He sure did say that, didn't he? Yeah, I remember.
Like that jazz music type thing, but yeah, it's those of you who are looking for something outside, all the World War II shooters and whatnot, it's something to check out. And yeah, it's for today's kids who don't know what it is to get frustrated playing games. It's probably not going to be an easy one, but there's a difference between challenging and fun, and challenging, annoying, and that's probably one that's more challenging fun.
Yeah, it's definitely challenging fun because it's not annoying. Any death that happens is your fault.
Yeah,
100%. So it's not like, oh, it's cheating or anything. It's just like, seriously, you learn those patterns, and it's game over.
All right, dudes. Well, we got a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get to it. First, let's start off with the news of the nation. And what's out this week? Well, we got Forza Motorsport 7. We know Waffles is definitely going to be picking up this game. It's the latest iteration.
He already got it.
Oh, yeah?
Something like that.
Come on now.
Something, because he texted me yesterday about it, and he's like, "Oh, I already got it." Never mind. I was like, "All right, whatever."
All right. Well, obviously, it's the latest one. One of the expansion packs that I saw actually has the Fate of the Furious cars. It's like a DLC for Fate of the Furious to be played in Forza Motorsport. But anyway, that's one game that's out this week. Another game that's out this week that we've been talking about for a while was Battle Chasers. And this is, you guys remember Battle Chasers. Like, I mean, Dido, you might not remember it, but back in the day, it was like an old comic book drawn by Joe Madureira. It was Super Nerd. I said I was going to find out exactly who was the one that wrote it. Eric, I don't know if you remember. It might have been before your time, too. But this was like one of those titles. It was like, who used to was this an Image title or was this a Wildstorm title? I don't remember.
I'm not sure. I have to look it up because I remember Waffles back in high school. He brought it to my attention. That's my first time seeing
don't date
Joe
yourself
as an
now.
Artist. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It could have been 2014.
I
remember he showed me, and I thought the artwork was amazing. And like I said, I don't vaguely remember who the writer was, or they had multiple different artists. I don't know if Joe stuck with it. How sometimes artists do something for a while, then somebody else picked up. They have the similar style, but I'm not sure who the hell was it. I'm trying to do research on it, and I don't know.
Well, in any
much
case,
about it.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Battle Chasers, as you can see from the footage you see on the screen, it's a dungeon crawling RPG. So it's turn-based. It's not necessarily action RPG, which is kind of what I thought it was going to end up being, but it ended up not being that. Hand of Omega is over there on YouTube saying that too bad there's no Danger Girl game. Maybe we should count our I don't know. But Danger Girl could have been a pretty cool one too, though. Now that I think about it.
Didn't one come out like a long time
ago?
Yeah,
for the PlayStation, I think it did.
Yeah.
For the original PlayStation, I think it did. It was and it was terrible. It was terrible. Mm-hmm. It was a terrible game.
He brought back Danger Girl. Wow.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, J. Scott Campbell has off and on done Danger Girl, so there's there's not really a big surprise there. But another game that's getting ready to come out is the remaster of Dragon's Dogma. And, it was a game that was on, help me out, Dido, it was on PS2, I think, originally, and it got remastered for PS3, and now, of course, we got to have a remaster of a remaster. But this game...
It was on PlayStation 2.
Okay, well, go ahead.
It was on PlayStation 3,
yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Okay. Well, now we got the remaster of the remaster, because I think, as you said before, this one actually had a remaster before. So, but this game looks gorgeous. I had never really... it's been a while since I heard of it, so maybe I haven't heard of it before. But this game looked great, and I'm kind of interested in getting the remaster of it. But I don't know. You wanted to pick this as your bang of the week, which is our weekly award, or what you absolutely need to get. Why? Why is that?
Well, if I remember correctly, it's a game that is, I think it's similarly to, oh my gosh, Bloodborne, or what's that other one that came up before Bloodborne? I can't remember the name of it.
Oh,
like it's
was it Dark Souls?
Hack and slash, yeah, Dark Souls, which is like it's pretty hard hack and slash game, and whatnot. And I managed to snag it via, I think they were giving it out for free on Xbox 360. And I got the digital copy or somewhere, and I haven't played it yet. But my whole thing is, I personally.
Hey guys, where have we heard that before? Where have we heard that before, guys?
You hear it all the time. If you want to look over to the left, I have a lot of games that are sitting over there that I want to play, but you know, being an adult gets in the way.
Yeah, we've heard that story before as well. It should go on a T-shirt, right?
I've been playing Cuphead. My thing is like, the way my brain works is one game at a time. If I could juggle games, man, I get through all that stuff with no problem.
Right.
But it's very hard for me to juggle games. But regardless of that, I do want to sit down and play it. But, you know, there's a lot of other stuff. If I haven't started it yet, I'm going to play and finish the games that I started first.
Right.
Before I move on to something else. Dragon's Dogma is on that list for me to finish it first. But
all right.
I got the, like, Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty, and I got, like, Strider.
The quest for booty. I love that. I love that. Okay, that's awesome.
Well, listen. If you're a pirate, you know what booty means. It doesn't mean actual booty. It means good treasure.
Right.
See what you learn.
What else is coming out this week? Well, for the home releases on DVD, we have Pirates of the Caribbean 5. Nobody really cares about that.
It came out so fast, dude. I didn't even see the trailer for that movie at all.
Yeah, it did. Hey, LGZ over there on Facebook. What's up, Q?
Hey, LGZ. I heard that something, and I'm not gonna put it out on the internet like that, but something happened to you, and I'm glad that you're okay. That's basically it. Like if you want to talk about it, you go ahead and put it in the chat. But I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad we get to see you.
Well, yes, we are glad to absolutely see you. Glad that you could join the show. She actually put out there, is anybody watching the Injustice 2 finals that are out that are on right now? Obviously, we're not a part of it because we're doing our show. But anyway, one of the things that's also coming out, besides The Layover, that absolutely terrible movie with Justin Verlander's beloved Kate Upton and Alexandra Daddario, we've got iZombie Season 5, and this was one that Eric wanted to pick as his bang of the week. Yeah, Season 3, excuse me. Season 3 DVD. Why is it, Eric? Why'd you want to... yeah, man, I'm sorry about that. Why'd you want to get it, Eric? Oh, besides the obvious of Rose McIver and all that.
Yeah, I have a big Rose McIver crush.
No.
But, yeah, kind of heard that WB didn't send me that one for review because they were sending me all the other ones, and then I had requested this one and never received it, so I'll have to pick it up in stores down the line. But iZombie has been a fantastic show from the start, and Dido recently binged the first 3 seasons on his own, and he'll back me up. It's not just a great show; it actually gets better with each season. So we're expecting that to happen whenever season 4 starts. And had I reviewed the Blu-ray, I would have given it 5 stars because I reviewed the first couple episodes, when they premiered in the spring, and I gave it 5 stars. And, you just base that on the first few and hope the rest is going to be just as good. But no, they had a 5-star season in its entirety, just very tightly written, intricately plotted, well acted. Rose McIver, in addition to thinking she's cute, she's a great actress, and I will continue likening her to. This is like how Jeffrey Donovan on Burn Notice could play a different character of sorts each week. That's what she does on iZombie, and the show it succeeds on so many levels. And while I want to say Arrow is my favorite show, well, I guess you could say favorite superhero show, but you know, iZombie still technically a DC property, being Vertigo. But I guess if you want to give it, you know, if we're being technical, I guess iZombie would be DC's best show, and you know, in my opinion, the best comic book show out there. But if Ida wants to get a word in iZombie,
I got you, brother.
I agree with you completely. Right now, like, I like some of the comic book shows that they've been putting out. Netflix has a few of them that are really good. We've all watched them, besides the one that's not so good. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is also something that I really like. But this show, I didn't think anything of it watching, you know, the commercials or anything back in the day. It just looked like it was dumb. And when I sat down and started to watch it, I'm like, wow, out of all the comic book shows, it is something that it does get better every single season. You have every episode, though, it's somewhat of the same, where it's like, you know, the murder of the week. But as you say, Rose McGowan, as she's playing her character, MacGyver, excuse me. She plays a different person every week, because every brain she eats is a different personality that she acts.
Mm-hmm.
And just some of the other side stories that happen is really friggin' deep. It's gory, like some people would like, pretty, has its blood in it. It is a friggin' fabulous show. And from my understanding, I mean, it's a comic book show, but it's nothing like the comic book from my understanding.
Right.
I really, really enjoy the show. And the only thing that hurts me is because I don't like watching shows, you know, week to week. This one right here, I'm going to do, along with The Flash, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and this is going to be my 3 shows that I'm going to catch. I'm going to at least try to catch while they're live, because I don't want to wait, because it was that freaking good.
Well, you heard that here. Like, you heard it here.
Everybody does a great job on that show.
You heard it here, everybody. The guy that doesn't watch TV says he's going to try and watch this live. It must be that good. That's a ringing endorsement. Now, let's get to what is our bang of the week, and it's something that is... I think Super Nerd is like super excited to see this. Our bang of the week is Blade Runner 2049. It's coming out on Friday. He really wants to go see this movie. Dido says is probably going to be worth checking out. I think it looks pretty cool too. I definitely think it's going to be worth checking out. So Junkies and everybody talk about, why is this our bang of the week? This is our shoot up. This is our must have. We got to have it.
I think so, because, you know, it's been almost 30 something years almost to the original one.
Been about
about that, you know.
Yeah.
Plus we want to see what happened to these characters, like damn, what happened to Deckard? And then I want to hear this whole rumor and theory that the fans been saying is Deckard a replicant. That will fuck up my whole mindset if he was a replicant the whole time.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
plus,
it would.
You know, I think also just the world that they put out in the original one, like that future set was just so bleak, with the bleak images and dark, and it was just cyberpunkish, you know. And to put this new one out, and plus they got the right person, because Ryan Gosling can play some dark characters. You ever seen Driver, you would know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And I'm not sure, because I didn't read anything about the movie, because I want to come in with a clean mind slate. Right. I don't know what's going on. So when I see it, and whatever Ryan Gosling character is playing, I'm sure he's playing like a Blade Runner. I'm assuming that's what he is, but I'm not sure. Yeah. But I just want to see what's going on. I want to close this chapter, even though I don't know if it's taken from Philip K. Dick's. I don't think he wrote anything after the original. Android's Dream of Electric Sheep, right? Yeah, that's what the story was called, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly
anyway, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I don't know if Philip K. Dick wrote anything after that. So this is a whole new story, and let's hope the story is written well. Let's hope that the actors are being directed well. As you know, that's the two main things. All you need for a recipe for a good movie is a great story, great actors, and a great director. 3 things is all you need.
Absolutely.
So I'm just excited about it, because I want to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's definitely going to be our bang of the week. That's one thing that we definitely have to catch. when we do go ahead and close out the week. As Waffles is over on Twitch saying the summer was overall disappointing for movies, and I kind of have to agree. And I think we also talked about this maybe a couple of weeks ago. But sci-fi really needs like a big hit. Sci-fi needs a hit because Valerian was disappointing. It wasn't good. Sci-fi needs a hit, dude. It really does. What were we gonna say, Dado?
That was one of the things that I was talking about for a while now. Is that for whatever reason, if you look at any sci-fi movie, specifically anything that looked like it was highly anticipated, like they all seem to bomb. Like the one that you just mentioned, what was it? I forget the name of it. Whatever. The one that came out this summer that was
Valerian.
Valerian. That looked like it was supposed to be something that was gonna take the sci-fi world by storm, and it bombed. And things you go back like Ender's World, and just a whole bunch of stuff that comes out seems to bomb. And I want to see the new Blade Runner, as well as most geeks and nerds out there, science fiction aficionados and whatnot, want to see it. But I have a strong feeling that it's gonna bomb, and the freaking sci-fi community is gonna be disappointed, and they're gonna like most of movies nowadays, instead of looking at the movie on a whole, they try to compare it and do all this other stuff to make it why it's not going to be as good. And
right.
I want to go see it, and I am looking forward to seeing it. I want to see, like Super Nerd said, if Decker is going to be a replicant or whatnot, and see if they're going to answer that question and all this other stuff. So
real quick,
probably I'm going to go see it tomorrow, Saturday morning.
Real quick, last comment, Super Nerd, before we move on.
Well, I was gonna say this is like the same thing that happened with horror movies back then. Like horror movies died out; they didn't really, it was no good movies come out. Then around the mid 2000s or early 2000s, they just started I say mid 2000s, they started flourishing with all these horror movies, and it was a big hit. And that rhymed. But so the same thing with the sci-fi. Sci-fi is going through a down low right now, and I'm sure, hopefully, this movie. Blade Runner becomes a sci-fi hit, and then we see a bunch of other sci-fi movies come out and flourish like the horror movies are flourishing right now. Even though most of the horror movies aren't that good, but it's flourishing like crazy right now. So just to say that.
I want to say hi to Sabrina Perry checking in on Facebook. I don't know if it's your first time watching the show, but thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. So, guys, let's move on. We know that yesterday was the official start of fall TV. I mean, I guess you kind of want to say that because there was a whole bunch of new shows that came out. One of them was The Gifted on Fox. It's the X-Men like offshoot set in the alternate X-Men world. I got to check it out today. I didn't see it live. I had too much schoolwork to do. But both Eric Joseph and Super Nerd saw it yesterday as well. What do we think? I thought it was a pretty good start.
I caught the half back end of it, and just seeing that half hour, I was impressed. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I didn't see the beginning of the hour. It was an hour episode, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I only saw the back half of it, and if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna say it anyway. Stan Lee was fucking in there. I'm like, whoa! I've never seen Stan Lee. I mean, of course, back in the days, but like something like this, making appearances. Mostly made appearances in movies, not TV shows. So I was like, I wasn't expecting him to even pop up in there. But to say that now, of course, we all want to see that X-Men show. We want to see the characters we love and grew up on, or just offshoot the characters.
Right.
Like I said, it's alternate universe. I'm fine with that. As long as it's not directed by Bryan Singer, I'm cool with that. It was cool. Like I saw some good special effects. I saw them using their abilities. Of course, they starting off on the. I heard they're supposed to go into the whole bigotry side of it, which we know that's the big part of the X-Men universe.
It is,
and that was, I saw that in there. I'm like, okay, that's cool, that's dope. I'm waiting what they're gonna see. Are they gonna drop in some other characters, or he's gonna see the same characters? I would like to see other characters. On the flip side of that, they could have just went something else, even left. They could have just went and said, F it, we're gonna do something real cool for the fans, and just brought out like X Factor or something like that, or just or Generation X again, just something so obscure that we were like, oh shit, I can't believe they did that, and finally put a series together that was dope. Now, don't get me wrong. The Gifted, the pilot was cool. Even though I see the first half of it, I saw the end half of it. It was cool. I'm just going to see what they're going to do and how they're going to pull this show off. Because it can go left or it can go right. This all depends on, if Fox is going to do their same old trickery and be stupid and put dumb shit in there to make us mad.
Right. I feel you.
Or they can say F it and say, hey, you know what? Let's go balls to the wall and let's put out some good quality stuff.
Eric, jump in there. What'd you think of it?
First of all, Bryan Singer did direct the pilot episode.
Gotcha, dog. Way to go, Eric. Good job, baby. Good job, baby. Way to go. Well done, dude. Well done.
I'm hurt on so many levels, son. I can't deal with this no more. I gotta take another drink.
Continue, Eric. While he tries to compose himself. Compose yourself. Compose yourself. We're live on TV. Compose yourself. Anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, I believe we discussed this like a month ago when we were kind of previewing it or whatever, but of course I had my reservations and I was saying, again, why not just give us something more X-Men like X Factor or something like that? And yes,
you ain't the only one.
It is D-list X-Men, but we have like Polaris in there. I think Thunderbird was his name. We got two other minor characters like Shatter. We've got Valerie Chung playing Jamie Chung.
Jamie Chung.
Okay.
Get it right. Don't disrespect my baby's name. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
You played Valerie Vale on Gotham.
That she did. Oh, that's what it always comes back to Batman for your ass. Anyway, go ahead.
But anyway, so you do have some minorly familiar characters there, but it's just that it has that whole premise of what gets people into the X-Men, the allegory for being an outsider, dealing with some persecution in society, and then just being a cool superhero and sci-fi show.
Right.
And that, I guess, feedback's been positive so far. The ratings were all right. I mean, you'll probably see a week 2 drop off as you do with most TV shows, but hopefully it stays. It had better ratings than Inhumans. Granted, Inhumans was out.
I mean, come on now. Let's be realistic. Was anybody surprised to see that Inhumans did so trash? It's been trashed for months now. It was put on Fridays. It really wasn't done very well. I mean, the Iron Fist showrunner, who was lambasted for how he did Iron Fist, was behind the Inhumans. Ain't nobody surprised by that. Come on, that's not really news.
But in the end, The Gifted is a great TV show, and that's why I'm going to keep watching. No matter if it doesn't have to be Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Jean Grey, etc. It's just a damn good TV show. So
it is.
It's got my attention.
Now, for my part, I will say this. I was also really, really skeptical of this. I mean, I've been hooked by trailers before. So I didn't necessarily want to give my all to this thing, but I gave it a fair chance. And as I was watching it, I thought it was a really, really good show. I thought it was really well produced. I thought it was really well scripted beyond that, and very well acted. That's the thing that I don't think Super Nerd or yourself even talked about. It was really well acted from the top to bottom. It's what?
And Polaris is really hot, so
that's an aside, but whatever. Am I disappointed there aren't more X-Men in it? Yeah, but I do like Super Nerd alluded to, I do like the themes that they're starting to carry on with the show. Now, someone that didn't see the show but is kind of upset by the premise is the great Daidakuji. Why don't you air your grievances, sir?
Look, people of YouTube, Twitch,
pull up a chair, people. Here he goes.
Facebook. Now, The Gifted may
when
be
somebody
a
say,
good
look,
show.
they about to say some good shit.
Right.
It may be a good show. I'm not debating that. It may be well acted. But the thing that bothers me the most is Fox, period. They own the rights to X-Men. And because they want to save the X-Men for the movies, because the movies make them millions of dollars, they don't want to put it in the TV show. You know, in order to have an awesome universe, is you can have the TV show and you can have characters that are in the movies or are in the TV show. Now, granted, I know why they don't, because you got these big name A-list actors that don't want to do TV for whatever reason. That's fine. You ain't got to do that, but you can connect this stuff. You can connect all of it. There is no reason to do a show that's in an alternate universe or something that has no connection to your bread and butter. All right. Why would they just hang on to having, oh, X-Men has to be over here? Okay. It could have been this show with the same characters, because my understanding, they're mutants and they're known mutants in a comic book. And if they're part of the X-Men in a comic book, they can be part of the X-Men on a TV universe. They could be in freaking Xavier's school. They can freaking interact with other X-Men. Every once in a while, you can have a walk-in or something. You have the rights to do that. You can make up the cameos. You can do whatever. You can even put Deadpool on there. It doesn't have to be Ryan Reynolds. It can have a sound alike, a look alike. You don't even have to look like him. He's an ugly-ass guy with the makeup and the what-you-call-it and put the mask on him. Who knows? I don't freaking know. Stop freaking making it separate. Stop with these assholes sitting in these offices thinking that they know things about making money. Yeah, you may know things about making money in some aspects, but give the fans what they want. There's a reggae song that my wife and I like to listen to, and I wish I could remember who made the song, and I might find it for you, but it's called Give the People What They Want. What they want.
Yeah. Okay, so I got a question from Hand of Omega that he actually wants to ask the people that did see the show. Is The Gifted better than Legion or not comparable?
I say not comparable because Legion just had me fucked up. I'm sure he's supposed to be fucked up, but it kind of lost me, so I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't fit. I kind of dropped off after like the third episode.
Okay,
I
fair enough.
wanted to like it because it was Legion, but it was so disconnected from the whole Marvel universe. It's like
Eric, what about you?
Right in my point.
I haven't been able to see Legion, but I think it's kind of an apples and oranges
type thing
situation, because whereas Legion is more, you know, a singular character, and The Gifted is an ensemble show. But we kind of talked about it in pre-show, and although Fox does the Marvel movies, I mean the X-Men Marvel movies, and this show happens to be on Fox, Marvel TV is a much different beast. And if you look at the executive producers at the top of the show, it's the same people who do like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Inhumans, like Jeff Loeb, Alan Pine, Joe Quesada. So in a way, business-wise, I think this is probably closer to Marvel Studios than it actually is Fox. So there might be some red tape we don't know about, that, you know, reasons why it can't be in the same universe in the movie. But, you know, this is arguments that could go on all day. But, like, in the end, I'm
very true. This argument could go on all day. Nicholas Autry gives you the big hand claps for your rant. And Sabrina Perry over on Facebook also agrees with you that there is absolutely no reason for Fox to be dividing it. So, not saying that your point didn't have merit, but obviously it's been very well received. Well done there, Dido. We are going to go ahead.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Sorry,
well done.
I got to mute it while you guys are talking.
That's fine. That's fine. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna move on, and we're gonna get to our main topic of the day. Obviously, it's the season. It's the season for Halloween, and I want to make the argument. And you know, if you saw the title card for the show, is this the best time of the year? Like really? I mean, you think about it. Everybody loves fall. They love the weather in fall for the most part. I mean, we don't necessarily love the rainy weather. I mean, yeah, this is Michigan. I get that. But I'm just saying, like, it's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's kind of like that perfect middle ground. You got Halloween coming up. You know, you're talking about, you know, horror movies. We all love horror movies. We love scary things. You know, some really good video games and TV shows. Fall TV is back. This is like the best time of the year. So I wanted to actually kind of, Hand of Omega is trying to steal my thunder, and I'm gonna caution you, sir, not to do that. what are your favorite films to watch this time of year? Let's lead this off. Junkies, all of you out there on Facebook and you guys out there on Twitch and YouTube, chime in. We're gonna see it in the chat, and we'll actually talk about it. But Super Nerd, you are the resident super horror guy. What are a couple of your favorite films to watch during this time of year?
I've been watching Friday the 13th lately, and
the cheesiness.
Jason, okay, it's because Jason's the biggest cock blocker, number one.
Isn't he though? Isn't he though?
He's the biggest dude. Yeah. Dude, I'm trying to get some ass. Why are you trying to kill me, son? Like, if you're gonna watch, that's your thing. That's your thing. You're gonna watch. But damn it, don't kill me while I'm trying to get this. Do my thing.
You're trying to kill people while they're trying to take a shit too, though, right?
Exactly, and singing a wonderful song. Ooh, baby.
Y'all some clowns.
Okay. Let me say something real quick. I'll watch Friday the 13th Part 2. That's the one when the girl from the first movie gets killed by Jason Voorhees in the second movie, in the beginning of it. So I'm watching it. I was like, how the fuck did Jason Voorhees figure out where she lived, found out where she lived, and killed her? Like, GPS wasn't invented. I'm damn sure he couldn't read the map.
Come on, man. Come on now.
I know, but I'm watching. I never paid attention to it. I'm like, okay, he just found out where she lived and killed her. Like, and then he put a head in her refrigerator. Like, okay, I can't explain it. It made no sense. But we all watched it. We was in fear as a kid watching it, scared and whatnot. But you think about it, it was dumb as hell. Like, Jason walked probably 1,000 miles. I'm sure she lived somewhere far out somewhere.
Right.
And you went to go get revenge on the lady that killed your mother.
Dog. And he pimp walking. He pimp walking all the way. He ain't running. He pimp walking all the way.
You know his hip is bad. Right? His hip is bad. Ain't no more he's walking over there. Exactly. That's my drink. Shit.
Oh, dude. Let's see. Over in the chat, Old Head Tech over on Twitch is saying Magic from 1978. He said the promo commercial terrified me as a kid. Him and the rest of America one night we were in primetime. There was that. That was kind of before my time. I was just born in 1978, so Old Head, that's even before me.
You exposed yourself, son.
Super Nerds Boothang says he can find her because he has psychic abilities. And of course, Waffles' brother Simon says he can read key signatures. And that actually sounds pretty plausible, to be honest.
Shit. I mean, who knows, man? I mean, okay, so at that point, remember in the Friday the 13th, was it Manhattan? The one?
Yeah, Mayhem in Manhattan.
Yeah, he was like teleporting everywhere. So he's a telepath, and so he's a mutant. Okay, all right, I get it. He can teleport.
Yeah, I could buy that. Yeah, I could totally buy that.
Nightcrawler and Jean Grey put together.
Yeah, I could totally buy that.
Shit.
You know what it is? His mom was always yelling at him, "No running in the house." So that motherfucker, he walked everywhere, and he learned how to get there fast without running. No running in the house.
Okay. We got a couple of other ones. Eric, let me hear yours. What are some of your favorite Halloween movies to watch? And then I'll get to the ones that are being put on the screen.
First of all, I have to say I liked how recalling the Killer Crapper scene made us all turn into an impromptu doo-wop band. But yeah, I like you, Ken. I love the fall season. I like the transitional seasons, the chill in the air, the leaves, and there's just this atmosphere to October. It's time to get out the Cradle of Filth and Ghost album.
It's yo. You know what's even better about this season? And Marcus knows. I mean, Super Nerd know what I'm talking about. It's cuffing season, man. You know it's time to cuddle, bro. You know what time it is. That's why I like it. Anyway, go ahead now.
So, he mentioned Friday the 13th, I guess. Also, classic series I'd fall back on this time of the year would be, I always like the A Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Yeah.
Without saying, absolutely.
Those had some good scores to them, too, and I do like most of the movies in that series, more specifically 1 through 5, and I will commit blasphemy and say I like the remake. And I'll commit more blasphemy and say New Nightmare was a piece of shit movie.
Wow. Wow.
I mean,
I kind of like New Nightmare though. I liked it, man. I did. I liked it. Don't be trying to check me. Of course, dude, it's my choice. I liked it.
I'm checking you.
Man, whatever, dog. I liked it, dude.
That's
Whatever.
like you watching Halloween 3.
Okay, well, New Nightmare, the first hour of the movie was a kid walking around a TV. That's basically what it was, but we're not here to spend an hour criticizing one film, and of course the Halloween series.
Yep,
but
that was mentioned.
That one had more misses than hits. But but you know, you go to like the first two, H2O, 4 and 5 were okay.
I like H2O. H2O was sweet.
Yeah.
But then you had missteps.
Hey, was that the one that had Busta Rhymes?
No, that was
No, that's
was that LL Cool J? Was that LL Cool J? No?
H2O had LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Resurrection had Busta Rhymes.
All right.
Yeah, it seems like anytime the Halloween series can get on track, it goes off the rails with the next one because they came out with H2O, then they had Resurrection, and
all right.
People can say what they want about a Rob Zombie's remake. I liked most of the first one, and then the second one was easily the worst Halloween movie ever made. But when it comes to iconic theme songs, Halloween is like the John Williams Superman of horror movies. So
Sabrina Perry was over in Facebook, and she said her husband liked Pumpkinhead as one of
that
hers.
movie scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Oh gosh, I could not finish that movie because it was so fucked up. And this was back in the day when like Sci-Fi Channel was showing actual horror movies.
Right.
And actual good shit.
Good ones, right?
Good ones, right. And I could not finish Pumpkinhead because it scared me so bad as a kid. No lie. I don't know.
Really? I got a copy of that movie still in the cellophane.
Oh, I have not watched it since then. It's been,
I'm gonna have to go dig it out of this box I have, and I'm gonna have to sit down and watch it because you know I've been looking for some disturbed stuff. I try to watch horror movies all the time. As a kid, scared the living shit out of me.
Hey, now
they're like.
That brings up almost a separate sideways question. And Junkies, I want to thank you all for the stuff that you've actually been talking about. I saw Diana Turner Jackson. What's up, girl? How you doing? Thank you for checking out the show. She mentioned Jeepers Creepers as a good one. Boothang mentioned Candyman.
That scared me too.
LGZ said Friday the 13th. The series was actually pretty good. Hannah Omega said he liked what was it? Hocus Pocus, I think, is a great Halloween themed film. I don't know.
Okay, Hocus Pocus. I don't know. I never seen Hocus Pocus because I didn't, I wasn't into that. But I heard it's from everybody I talked to said it was one of the greatest Halloween-esque movies ever, and it's still getting praised to this day. I mean, I could get into it because I like blood and gore.
Okay.
So I mean.
Diana Turner Jackson. Mine was dog. I love these type of movies. Mine like the really supernatural type. The Grudge. She mentioned The Grudge, dude. The first Grudge had my skin crawling, dude. Just off the noise she would make.
Which
my skin. The first one. No. The one with Sarah Michelle Gellar. The one with Sarah Michelle Gellar, like when she like. The noise she would make had my skin crawling, dude. It was just like every time I heard it, it was just like, ooh, anyway. But no,
Nick, it's all treatment in VHS 1 and 2, and I have to say, those movies I actually like them. It's an anthology of scary stories, and I actually, if you haven't seen VHS 1 or 2, they may still be on Netflix. I highly suggest it.
I think it is, but VH1, VHS. I mean, excuse me, that shit. I know, fuck you.
VH1.
Fuck you.
We love the 80s.
Right.
Anyway, VHS, I think the only one that scared me the most in there, I mean, I think a few things kind of creeped me out, but the most that creeped me out was the one with the guys bringing the girl back to the hotel room. And she was like some demon beast or whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Dude,
she didn't talk at all.
She didn't say anything.
And they were trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with her.
Yeah.
I want to see
that shit.
I gotta throw out a recommendation. My favorite horror movie of this decade, Sinister. Just genuinely disturbing, great mashup of like supernatural true crime genres. I like the sequel not as much, but I know a lot of people didn't like the second one. But it lives up to its name, sinister, and the music in it is absolutely incredible. They had some great ambient stuff in there, and I plan on cosplaying as Bagul for a horror con in February. So
Always got to come with that shameless self promotion. What I'm going to be doing, where I'm going to be, what I'm going to be dressed up as. Always doing that. But anyway, man, no, I'm just kidding. That's great. Dude, Facebook is just going bananas with a bunch of great choices. But I wanted to ask all of you guys, right? What is it that scares you the most? Like, what makes you, like, you know, scared in some of the movies? Because, like, you think about it, right? We know most of this shit ain't real. Even when, like, of course, when we were growing up, when we were kids, you know, it was easy to fall to it. But, you know, what can really just creep you out as you're an adult? You know what I mean? Like, what can creep you? What's the type of horror movies that creeps you out?
Fucking having to pay taxes.
Okay, yeah, that's scary. But I'm talking like in come on, you know, come on. Stay with the theme. Stay with the theme. Let's get with the program.
Okay, I was about to say something. I'm like, I'm not gonna go there. It was a dirty joke, but never mind.
Yeah, don't go there. Don't go there. Let's keep it clean. We don't want to get censored. Right. Anyway.
Who is YouTube and Facebook? Nobody gonna censor us.
Please.
Yeah.
But we'll get zucked so fast. Anyway, go ahead. Anyway,
I don't think nothing. Obviously, we know it's not real, but movies don't scare me. There are some movies that's creepy as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have to say, the ABC of Death and VHS.
Yeah, you know what? Hand of Omega just talked about that. He said the ABCs of Death is like you have to see that to believe
ABCs of Death is fucked up, and it's like, oh.
But that's because it's like realism, though, right? It's like Faces of Death, right? It's like the old Faces of Death VHSs, right?
Exactly. So I mean, nothing like obviously nothing scares me, but it's like creepy. It could happen, like shit, or even like snuff films, those type of things. They still Strangers. Remember Strangers?
Not really, no.
You don't remember? Oh, with the
I remember that, and contrary to what people may think, The Strangers is not a movie about sitting on your hand until it goes numb.
Nice. Yeah. So Strangers was basically about this couple. I think they got married, or they come from a party or something to go back to their house, and these people with a mask on, they got like a straight up like a sack on their head, knocking on the door, and they say they're gonna kill them basically, and they cut the power out and shit, and they get into their house, and it's creepy because that shit can really and they live out in the boonies, what made it even worse. So they couldn't scream for help because nobody can hear them. I can't remember the main actors that's in the movie, but they basically get fucking killed, and it can happen if you live, even if you live in a regular neighborhood with people, and somebody come to your house and knock on your door with a mask on and say they're gonna kill you. That's some creepy ass shit.
Okay.
I mean, if you don't have a weapon.
Well, what about, like, some people say it's the sci-fi aspect, and junkies out there that mention the sci-fi aspect of horror, but, you know, try and be a little more specific. When I think of sci-fi aspect, I'm thinking of, like, are we talking
Event Horizon?
Like Event Horizon, like what was just mentioned, or are we talking like supernatural style, like, you know, appear out of nowhere, creepy stuff like The Grudge, or like seeing Samara crawl out of the TV in the ring, you know, things like that, just make you like, oh, hey, or is it like that demon possession, like demonic possession, like would that kind of stuff scary? But demonic possessions ones.
Yeah, they do too many of them. Like the Exorcist as a kid, and I watched it. It was hilarious more than it was scary. Any of those possession movies, I don't find scary at all. But I do find Japanese horror movies pretty fucked up and freaky.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I find them creepy too, because I guess I don't know, but and also I thought about, you know, maybe the ones that are like really cerebral, like make you think about the creepiness of them. But maybe not be like scary in the most natural way, like it's like obvious, like where it's monsters, but like when the more you think about what's going on, it like really just kind of really creeps you out.
Can I put, what about Jacob's Ladder? Is that considered a horror?
I'm not sure.
I didn't think that was a horror movie. It didn't seem horror to me, because it wasn't about a guy that was dead and he was just kind of like you know, going through
I don't-
his
I
life or
think
whatever.
technically it's in that genre, and it was a huge influence on Silent Hill.
hmm
I got to rewatch it because I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
much
It's been
about
so
it.
long since I watched it, but I know it had a lot of like fucked up images because he was seeing things and things that wasn't there. So and plus he had was it PSTD I believe because it was Vietnam at the time, he kept seeing. I just remember one scene he was in the club and he just kept seeing images or whatever that fucked him up and he just went nuts or whatever. So I kind of want to put that in a horror genre, but I don't remember if it was horror or not. I just know he just had fucked up dreams and shit throughout the whole movie.
Okay. There's a lot of people on Facebook and YouTube talking about it. Boothang says psychological thrillers are the ones that kind of mess her up. Q mentioned that demons are really good. Some people even mention clowns in general. I mean, I'm sure some of that comes from it, possibly. But you know, okay. What about alien ones? Like alien, like if you think about it, the original Alien you could consider that a sci-fi horror movie, right? Because you know, even when Ripley's in the ship, you know, she had never experienced the alien before. It's a single one, but it's the xenomorphs are silent as hell. They're deadly. They drool acid. You know, like it was stalking everybody in the ship. And it's like you can't find them. So you know, what about those types? I mean, yeah, that's kind of along the veins of Adjacent, but you know, it's more like the alien, like the unknown. What about those type of ones?
I would say Alien is definitely a horror movie. I have a story that my parents went to go see Alien, and I don't remember the entire story. I just remember they said when that movie was over, not one person got up out of their seat and walked out of the theater. They were just all sitting there like, oh shit, what the hell?
Okay.
So I would say that most definitely falls into the horror category. It may not have come out in Halloween, but it was a stalker. It was an alien going around hunting people on a ship.
Right.
And it basically fits the mold of, you know, Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street kind of. I mean, you know, guy killing people because that's what they do. So
I used to like the obscure like B movies, horror movies like 976 Evil, like the 80s horror movies. Like
the ones that are like cheesy but still scary.
Yeah. So there was this one movie, a horror movie that I watched. It was I forgot. It was called ATM. And it was these people that was coming.
You know what? Someone brought that up in the Facebook chat earlier. Okay.
I think it was Sabrina that brought that up.
Yes, she did. I think she did.
I thought it was brilliant because you know I'm like shit. At the end of the movie, the person that was stalking them, it disappears. I'm like shit. I'm like what the hell? But then I also hate those horror movies when you gotta pump so many bullets into the bad guy and they come back like Dr. Giggles. Dr. Giggles, I'm like, why is he
he's a normal human. He's not supernatural.
Right.
He shouldn't be like, taking all these bullets. Maybe.
I'll tell you, there's a trailer for a movie. I think it's going to be a Netflix original. It just dropped today. It's called The Babysitters with like Bella Thorne and Robbie Amell.
Oh,
it's kind of what. It's a horror movie, yet also like a dark comedy. But it starts off, and they hire this babysitter to come to a house, and she's attractive, and then she has friends over for a party, and then the boy comes down the stairs and sees them playing spin the bottle, and instead of like making out with this kid, the babysitter impales him through the head, and then it turns out like the babysitter and her friends are like devil worshippers, and it's all human sacrifice.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be coming out October 13th.
Yeah, they're stalking this kid around the neighborhood, so it's you're supposed to feel for this kid and you want him to survive, and then you have like these inappropriate jokes among the rest of the cast, so it's like it's a clash of different things, but it looks like it could be a pretty interesting movie.
Oh,
I got
Bach
two
is in
things.
that movie.
Yeah.
Who?
King Bach.
Oh,
You might have remembered him from
yeah.
Vine. Yeah,
You
he's
know,
in that movie.
I got two horror movies, or two things I want to see.
Well, real quick, let me jump in real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me jump in real quick. Boothang mentioned Chud. That was like super classic 80s movie.
Oh, yeah, Chud.
Diana Turner-Jackson brought up Annabelle. which is creepy as hell. Also, the Conjuring ones. I mean, the Conjuring was. I think it tried too hard in a lot of areas. I think it tried too hard in a lot of areas. But here was the other thing. Dang, it was right on the tip of my tongue. And I was gonna bring it up. What about there was this movie on Netflix that just came out, and we'll get to yours in a second, Super Nerd. But it just came out. You and Boothang probably saw it last weekend. It's called Gerald's Game. That type of movie.
Yes, my girlfriend just told me about it, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So I saw the trailer. I'm like, oh shit! And I think Stephen King written it or something.
I think so.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm all in it then. I'm definitely excited about this. What I was gonna say was the two things I'm waiting for is Stranger Things 2. Mm-hmm. Because
absolutely cannot wait for that to come out.
Cannot wait for Stranger Things 2. And I'm kind of not excited, but I want to see what it's about. It's called Happy Death Day. It's kind of like
it sounds like a Metalocalypse song. Metalocalypse. Anybody remember Metalocalypse?
It's kind of like Groundhog Day, but she kept dying over and over again. She's trying to figure out who killed her or whatever.
Another one.
What do you mean another one?
Another Groundhog's Day type movie.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's different because it's
that freaking movie with not Damon Wayans. What's his name? Marlon.
He said Damon Wayans. You talking about the Netflix show? Yeah, you talking about the Netflix show with Marlon Wayans? Yeah. I know what you're talking about. But I think this is because it's a horror movie, and let's just say this for the record. Remember in the mid 2000s or just around that time, they kept making these fucking horror movies PG-13. Mm-hmm. No horror movie should be PG-13. Exactly. Every horror movie should be rated R. I want to see everything happening.
Speaking of stuff, and I agree. Yeah. But here's one thing that I want to know, and we're getting kind of close on time, so we're gonna have to wrap it up soon. But is it somebody brought up Diana Turner Jackson brought up zombie movies now. Zombie movies with the original, like with the Evil Dead. The original Evil Dead was kind of different, but with the proliferation of zombie everything, you got World War Z, you got The Walking Dead, you got every time is iZombie in a way. Like are zombies like kind of really played out, like overdone? Yeah, it's like been overdone.
Almost definitely.
It's getting that way, but let's shout out to the one who started it all.
George Romero.
George Romero. So let's say one of my favorite ones is Night of the Living Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is
classic. And the original Dawn of the Dead. Everything he put out, it was amazing around that time. Day of the Dead. If you want to go to some goofy shit, Return of the Living Dead with your boy Miguel Nunez with the same hairstyle. And talking about the zombies talking about some bring more cops. But
what was the one where they got trapped in the mall? Where was that? What one was that one?
That was Dawn of the Dead.
That's
Dawn of the Dead.
Okay. One, which was
both the original and the remake.
Right.
Yeah. Which was Tom Savini's work with that. If you know horror movies, Tom Savini did the special effects in Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. And he did the remake of Night of the Living Dead as well. Let's talk it. So I think zombie movies kind of played out. I mean, The Walking Dead kind of played out a little bit. So I don't really watch zombie movies that much anymore. So.
Right. I mean, and there's a reason for that because, like I said, it's been kind of played out. There was one other thing I was going to bring up about horror that might not be so good, but I'm kind of like drawing a blank. But we got 1 minute left, guys. What do we want to? It's been a fantastic show. Any final comments on this topic?
It's Halloween season, man. Just watch every horror movie you can. Monster Squad. Oh, one of my favorite movies. Don't forget about Monster Squad.
Right.
Watch that if you can. If you haven't watched it, watch Monster Squad. Enjoy Halloween. Get all the candy. Watch all the horror movies you can.
Don't blow your wad, man. We coming back in a couple of weeks and doing a real Halloween show.
I know. Because this is one of my favorite holidays.
I get it, and it's definitely worth that. Eric Joseph, you said this might be the last time you'd be able to join us for a little while because of the winter movie season, or winter TV series. I mean, fall TV season. But it's been great, man. Any final comments?
I'll be back when shows go on hiatus and stuff because I have to watch this stuff live and be able to report on it. But yeah, let's say watch Sinister and listen to Ghosts.
Watch Sinister and listen to Ghosts. Okay, Dido, final comments before we bounce out.
You guys out there, I want you to give me some recommendations on your favorite horror movies. You can catch us on the Culture Junkies fan page. Put it out there because I'm looking to see a lot more horror movies that I may have missed out on. So I want you guys to check us out on there. List what you guys think are your favorites, and I want to. I'll look at it.
Dinah Turner Jackson is our latest new fan, so she says she's gonna come back. She loved it, so make sure you share and you tell all your friends about us because we do the show every week Tuesday at 9 p.m. And speaking of that, we're gonna join you next week with our live recap of the first episode of season 4 of The Flash. It should be pretty exciting. So anyway, Super Nerd's looking forward to it, and I am too. So we'll see you guys next week. Have a great week, everybody.
My 13th is on right now.
About that.